what is the best speaker under $50 for your car? Today we are looking at 6.5-inch car door speakers. And our lineup includes one from Skar, DS18, CT Sounds, and Avatar. In this video, we're going to be looking at all the specs of these. We're going to be hooking them all up, seeing how they compare in sound. And then, guys, we're going to hook them all up at the same time, running a brutal test on them, see which one can survive the longest and which ones blow first. Let's get into it. Oh, look at that! For today's lineup, we of course going head-to-head with the Skar RPX, DS18 Select, CT Sounds Bio, and the Avatar XBR. All these guys were under 50 bucks. They are coaxial speakers, 6.5 inches. Let's see what happens. Let's take a look at what we are working with. A little head-to-head comparison of the specs of these guys. So looking at the spec sheet, again, we are ranging all the way from 35 bucks up to 42 bucks. RMS is a little bit confusing. Of course, the Skar and the CT Sounds both said that the RMS and max ratings were for the pair, so of course you have to divide that for each individual unit. That being said, the DS18 and the Avatar did not specify if this rating was for the pair or just for one speaker. So for example, the CT Sounds is 100 watts RMS per pair, whereas the Avatar is 50 watts. Now, is that 50 watts per unit or per pair? Not really sure. We're going to hook all these guys up to the same amp. We're going to push them really hard. And you guys are going to see which one blows first. Should be fun. Of course, we all have 1-inch voice coils. Frequency response is pretty similar. Of course, the DS18 digs the lowest at 35 hertz. That being said, none of these speakers are going to sound great in that bass range anyway, at least I would imagine. But hey, we will play these down into the lows just to see what they do. All have super similar sensitivities. And then for the tweeters, hey, we're anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1-inch tweeter. Don't know if it's really going to make a difference, but when we hook all these up, I'll be able to toggle between each one, so you'll really be able to hear the difference. We'll see if it matters or not. Real quick, guys, got to have a quick word from our sponsor. That is, of course, Alfred Audio. Now, quick disclaimer, Alfred Audio does own Def Bonds and Avatar, like we're showing in this video. But the thing I really love about working with Alfred Audio is that they actually asked me to make videos like this. They want me to show me comparing speakers with other stuff. And guys, you're going to see the exact results. Again, I'm going to hook all these up the exact same way. I'll be able to toggle between the different speakers. You'll see real time how each one sounds. And then when I hook them all up, you'll see which one goes up in smoke first and which one makes it to the end. And hey, I showed you all the specs. You can go look this up online. They really have let me do what I want to do, show you all how it is. They are the ones that encouraged me to do harder tests on subs, to try to blow their subs. Y'all can see what it really takes to blow their stuff. And I like that, guys. They really put their money where their mouth is. Their equipment has done really well on the channel. Sounds good, good value, and their stuff just takes an absolute beating. Now, recently they've been updating their lines. For example, the AAK was kind of their big boy line, but they have recently updated that with the Sport line. Stay tuned for my next video next week. We're going to be taking a look at these amps. We have the full lineup sitting over here, so we're going to be taking a look at it. We're going to be opening them up and running some tests on them to see how they do, so definitely stay tuned for that. If you want to rock some great equipment that I have personally done a ton of testing with, used a bunch, and they are who I trust, here are my bills that I take to these shows, then y'all go check out Alfred Audio in the description below. That is not an affiliate link. I don't get paid if you go click on it or anything. They just make awesome stuff, and of course, they sponsor the channel, so really appreciate them. All right, y'all, back to the video. Got everything unpacked. Let's first look at what comes in the box for each. Over here with the Skar, of course, got the driver, we got a grill, and we got their always folded up decal. With the DS18 grill, multicolor looking sticker, we do get some wire and some screws. Moving on to the CT Sounds, of course, the grill, wire, screws, and we got the little mounting brackets for the screws, which is cool. And then moving on to the Avatar, of course, we got the driver, we got the grill, and we got the big old Avatar decal. Looking cool. Now, CT Sounds always gives a decal with their stuff. There was not one in this box, though, so don't know if just wasn't in the box, or if they just don't give one with this model, who knows. Doesn't really matter. Regardless, I will say one nice thing about this is that when you get actually nice wire, with the DS18, they give you this little teeny wire, guys. Look at that. Like, there's no point in even using that. And it's just a little teeny piece of wire. Okay, it's like maybe a foot long. It's absolute garbage gauge. Terrible. And there's no terminals on the end of it. Normally when you buy speakers and they come with wire, it'll have your little female end terminals. So of course you can plug it right into the speaker. You then take the other end to tap that into your speaker wire. I'm going to say this little fella is useless. But hey, we do get screws, so that's always nice. On the other hand, though, the CT Sounds, oh my goodness. You know, they give you some actual decent wire. Still not huge, but it is decent. You get the terminal, so you can just slide it right onto the male ends of your speaker. And guys, they give you like 8 foot of wire per speaker. But hey, they went above and beyond with the wire, so I guess we can say they're off to a good start. Now, all that being said, guys, you do gotta remember though, this guy, of course, by far the most expensive speaker here at 45 bucks. $10 more than this guy. And of course, when you're talking about a $25 versus, talking about a $35 versus a $45, that's a pretty big percentage difference. All right, let's look at each speaker and see what we think. Here's what they look like with the grills on. Again, obviously this is going to be personal preference to whatever you guys like. If you're even going to run grills. A lot of people don't. Now real quick, guys, if you want really good grills that are really going to protect your speakers and come in some cool shapes and designs, of course, you got to check out Custom Speaker Pods. They have all kinds of cool designs made from super strong ABS plastic. They are tough. I have a full video where I kicked them, I dropped bricks on them, and did all kinds of stuff, and they kept the speaker safe. Link in the description below, along with a discount code, should you want to check them out. Let's take a look at these, at the tops of these fellas. Of course, all are looking good. We can see those tweeters. When we do the video, we'll do some high notes. We'll really get up close to these tweeters so you can kind of see which one sounds more crisp and clear. Hey, we'll find out. And let's take a look at the bottoms of these guys. Looking good. All right, let's look at the depth of these things. You can see all are pretty similar. Now, one thing to note, guys, the tweeter on the Skar really sticks up there more than the DS18, more than the CT Sounds, definitely more than the Avatar. But real quick, guys, before we hook these up, let's talk about what is a coaxial speaker. Now, if you're new to speakers, if you're looking up speakers, it can be a little confusing. You'll see coaxial speakers, you'll see component speakers, you'll see mid-range speakers, mid-bass speakers, tweeters. Now, where coaxial speakers really shine is they are a great starter speaker, all-in-one package speaker. All it means is that your mid-range speaker, which is this outer part, and your tweeter, which is this inner part, are made into one unit, whereas with a component speaker, there'll be 2 separate units. Plan to make a whole video going over the difference between the different kinds of speakers, so stay tuned for that. All right, I've got all these hooked up. Now, they're all 4-ohm speakers, and they're all ran off the same channel, so we got the exact same crossovers and settings and gain and whatnot. So again, same power, same settings going to each one. All right, now again, the way this is set up, I can toggle between each one, so I'll just show you all that each one works. Start out with the Skar. CT Sounds. DS18. And the Avatar. Okay, first off, we'll play a song that has some bass in it. All right, next up, we're going to have the camera about 4 feet away, right directly in the middle of the two subs and directly in the middle this way as well. So we'll toggle in between each one so y'all can see how they sound. All right, we're gonna do the Skar, CT Sounds, DS18, and Avatar in that order. Let's get it. We're not going to do the same thing, but about 15 feet away. Had to go do a little weed eating, but we're back at it. Next up, let's play some high notes, play some music with some really highs in it, so you can kind of see, so y'all can hear how the tweeters do. You may need nice earphones to fully hear this. Hey, that's assuming the camera even fully picks it up. Let's get it. All right, next up, I'm going to play some test tones through these things, some bass test tones. We're going to do 60 hertz, 50 hertz, 40 hertz, maybe 35 hertz. Now, I've got all the crossovers turned off on this guy, so it's letting everything through. We'll go through and see how they do. All right, y'all, 60 hertz. First, we got the Skar. Don't know if y'all can hear it. All right, we got the CT Sounds. Okay. All right, we got the DS18. And we got the Avatar. Next up, let's do 50 hertz. He is moving. There's the CT Sounds. This guy's moving a little more, but there's also some more noise. And the Avatar last. All right, now we're getting into that bass. We got 40 hertz. Okay, it's going, but it does not sound good. Same with this guy. Just doesn't really like it. Alright, the DS18 still doesn't sound great, but it does sound a little bit better. And the Avatar. Alright guys, 35 hertz. Yo, it's moving, but you can tell it doesn't like it. Again, guys, don't buy a 6.5-inch speaker, especially a coaxial speaker, if you're expecting to get bass. Hey, again, I think this thing gives some nice bump, but they're not going to really play those lower frequencies as you would expect. All right, we've got them all going. Let's see how it sounds. time for the death match. Got all these inverted just so that way you can see the motor, you can see the smoke, if there is any, when one of them blows. I'm going to start by playing some music pretty loud, see if looks like that'll damage them, and then, hey, if not, we might have to go to a straight test tone. Let's get it. All right, we've got this on. Let's go ahead. All these guys are on. Turn it up. All right, they all made it through that song. However, the DS18 fella started making a pretty bad popping sound about halfway through the song. Seems to still work though, so it might have just been overexerting itself a little bit. I think let's do a test tone next. Now all these guys are rated for 60 hertz and above, so yeah, let's just do 60 hertz. We'll play it through until one of them starts going. All right, we got 60 hertz. All right, they're all going. It's been 10 minutes almost, and none of them would blow. Kind of problem was if I turned them up any higher, the DS18 would just mechanically max out and start smacking really, really bad. Which, of course, doesn't sound good, and two, I don't know, I guess kind of isn't really fair to it. If it's mechanically smacking, it's going to be more likely to distort and rub the coil and blow. So again, it's not really fair, but I don't know. Gotta figure out how to make these things blow. All right, I'm gonna do 100 hertz next. Hopefully that won't be moving as much as the 60 hertz, so hopefully we can turn it up. Some more power will be going through them, heating them up more, but they won't be mechanically moving so much, so hopefully this fella won't max out. Let's try again. All right, we got 100 hertz. This guy, whew, smoking bad. All right, the DS18 went up in smoke. Now, to be fair, y'all, it was the cheapest one of the bunch, but hey, it's our first one out. Now, when it did go out, all of them quit playing, so hopefully we didn't blow the amp. Hopefully it just went into protect or something. We'll turn that one off, turn the others on, and hopefully we're good. All right, amp is on. Looking good. Let's turn it down low. That one's working. That one's working. And that guy's working. All right, the other three are on and working, so let's turn them back up. We're back at 100 hertz. Let's see what happens. Turn this off. We have our second victim. Y'all, this thing lasted another 4 minutes, but you can see that smoke coming out of there. The avatar is gone. Let's discontinue that guy. Well, this isn't good, fellas. Uh-oh. Well, guys, even though the avatar has a good deal smaller looking motor than this guy, hey, it did outlast the DS18 by like 4 minutes. And this stupid video ended up blowing my amp. Well, that's always a bummer. Now I gotta go get another amp. Of course, just more money out the door, but part of what you do when you're doing these tests, guys, it's a risk you take. Amps do not like it when things short out. They just like to blow, so it is what it is, but I'll have to hook something else out to finish the test on the last two, but I'm too worn out tonight, so we'll get that tomorrow. All right, next day. We got this Martz amp hooked up. Hopefully we won't demolish it too, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, we got the speakers hooked up here, of course. Skar and the CT sounds. Another good thing, this guy puts out more power than the other amp, I believe, so maybe it'll be enough to really push these guys, but we'll see. All right, we're back at 100 hertz. Let's see what these guys do. Oh, look at that! Y'all, they both blew at the exact same time. Woo! Smoke rolling off of there. Looking like we did not pop this amp, so that's good. Y'all hate blowing amps, and it just means more money out the door, but it is what it is. Part of doing these tests. There you have it, guys. As you would expect, the two cheaper models did end up blowing first. That being said, I could not believe how long I had these things running, how long it took them to actually blow. Gotta say, I was very impressed in all of them. Then, hey, the CT Sounds and the Skar blew at the exact same time, so I guess kind of a tie here. As far as sound quality and whatnot, obviously it's up to personal preference. You know, they all sound decent for a cheap coaxial speaker. Felt like these two guys at the lower volumes had a little bit clearer and better bass, whereas in the end, these two guys were able to take the power for a longer period of time. In the end, totally up to y'all. Let me know in the comments which one you thought sounded the best, which one you thought was the best value, which ones y'all would pick up. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say Skar just because, hey, they love Skar, and there is nothing wrong with that. That being said, of course, there are other options to think about. Well, y'all, that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you liked this style video, let me know if you want to see other comparisons. Maybe we could do the best speakers under 80 bucks or under 100 bucks next. Let me know what y'all want to see. Now, that's going to wrap this up, but remember, as always, y'all, keep basing on.